Hello, good morning. It is the 4th of March and it's a Saturday, and I only know it's the 4th of March because I checked before I came on here. Um, Busy week. Um, Still a head teacher, still have ADHD. Um, One of those weeks again where lots of things happened. One of those weeks where I've been wondering whether I can do it. Um, but doing a lot of sitting down and thinking about that and trying to balance and juggle things. Long and short is that I've had to take on a lot of teaching because of staffing, and that on top of running two schools, albeit very small schools in very lovely places, has been a bit of a challenge. And then a few just technical, practical, building related things, and 2 days of school strikes, which, much as they um, for some people add some extra time that can be used for things. It's not as simple as that because some people are there and some people aren't, and um, the children don't cope well with 2 days of not their routine. Um, so, in terms of sort of nurturing and understanding behaviours and things like that, all of that has to be factored in. Um, and what I've been thinking about is, because I've been doing this for 30 years, working in education on and off, and well, most of the time, there's a huge amount of knowledge and experience and skills that I can draw on, but it's just sometimes accessing that is hard when you're constantly in hypervigilance and oh my goodness, another problem to be sorted out. And so my nervous system has been jangling a lot, and I'm trying to kind of look at that and look at how sustainable it is. So that's that really. And yeah, and I know I'm not alone. I know that a lot of people working in education feel this, but then there's that whole sense of a lot of people feel this. And I think that there's been a lot of talk around, teachers and nurses and all of this, but it's hard because actually everyone's working really long hours and working hard. And what's hard is when schools are closed, and this is not in any way meant as any criticism on strike action, because democracy, it's part of a democracy, isn't it? But what you realize is the impact on people. And I suppose it goes back to the whole pandemic time when suddenly, we were all at home and we were having to juggle jobs and children and all of that. And that's hard. And suddenly, if you have that again as a working person and you've got your children at home, that's hard. And that's the point of it. That's what the strikes are trying to do is make life hard, but it's hard. And so we're all having to juggle hardness and we've got some people around here who drive heavy machinery, and they've been parking up above our house, and yeah, they start really early in the morning and they work really long hours, and I don't imagine they get hugely well paid for that. And I know it's different, and I know it's not the same as teaching where you've got a huge responsibility for children, but actually, a lot of people are working very hard. A lot of people are struggling with work-life balance. And I think it's important to recognise that and to be honest about it. And I've always sort of said, as a head teacher, your job is to have your improvement plan. And it's funny, I've heard other people now use my analogy, which stupidly I don't think I maybe wrote it in a blog, but I remember when I was doing my head teacher training, it's almost like I had this image of your school, and then this kind of almost like one of those greenhouses, those round ones that they used to have, like a force field around your school. And your job as head teacher is to stop the stuff coming in that's not important to your school. And your improvement plan is kind of, here's the journey we're on. And then you go, oh yeah, thanks very much for sending me that email and offering me that, but not at the moment. But what's really hard at the moment for me is like, it's like constant force field fighting, and maybe I'm the force field, and that's hard. Um, and staff have got a lot going on, and when you have schools where staffing is crucial to the health and safety and well-being of all, and then someone's not there, it's hard. And it's hard to explain to the children why this can't happen, and say actually it's because the person that needs to do that job's not here, because then you get that sense of, oh, that person might feel that I'm blaming them for not being there. And and it's like, but actually we've just got to be honest. If somebody's off sick, they're off sick, and therefore other things can't happen. But the danger is that we all make ourselves sick by trying to do it all. And well, not all, me, I'm at risk of that, I guess, because I can't do it all. So that's where we are. And it's not particularly easy. And then the ADHD is the bit where, it's like the rational bit of me that's talking to you now is going, you can't do it all, you can't do it all. But then my ADHD brain's like, but if I don't do that, and well, here's the way I could do it. And so the easiest thing to do is just work, because that soothes the ADHD of, if you just work harder and you just do more, then you'll never get caught out. You'll never get criticized. So I'm doing some work on that. It's a very beautiful day here today. Sun is out. It's March, which is fabulous, and it feels like spring. And I am definitely better at this time of year when it's sunny, and there is a sign of light and hope. And again, if you haven't read the book Wintering, which is an amazing book, and sadly, I can't even say, I'm going to have to Google this now because it's not fair to talk about something which without crediting it, because I think if someone borrowed one of my ideas and then didn't credit it, although the thing is, all our ideas are never our ideas, are they? Because they've always existed somewhere before, and it's just a new iteration. But anyway, this book is called Wintering, and it is by Catherine May, and it's a beautiful book, and it's just about the power of rest and retreat in difficult times. Sometimes we need to rest and retreat, she says, about to launch into some work on a weekend. There we go. What else? Yeah, just I'm just going to finish on the teaching, because much as it's hard now, because teaching 2, 3, best part of 3.5 days a week in classes in primary. And remember, I'm secondary trained, and although I've got a huge amount of experience in primary, it means that I'm having to do a lot of probably planning and thinking that very experienced primary teachers would just walk in. But the thing is, I do know I can do it, and I've done it, and I've had really good feedback, and I can measure impact and all those things. But this week it's just joyous, and we just did Book Week, and we did Michael Rosen, just because he's my latest kind of like just literally good person in the world that I just can't see how anyone could not love him. We're going on a bear hunt, and we did chocolate cake, and we went outside and we wrote our own bear hunt poem, and we watched Chocolate Cake, and we talked about that fantastic line in Chocolate Cake where the character, the protagonist, has eaten the chocolate cake in the night, and the mum says, "Oh, I've got chocolate cake for your packed lunch." And she goes to get it out, and it's not there. She says, "What's happened? Where is it?" And the child says, "I don't know." And that is such a great learning thing, because you say to the children, why would someone say that? Is that a lie? It's not a lie. Is it the truth? It's not the truth. And it's such a powerful way of teaching children about the need to tell the truth, but the reasons why they might not. Because why might they not? Well, because they're really scared they're going to get in trouble. And they're really scared that mum's going to be mad at them. And the last thing they want in the world is their mum to be mad at them. Because mum being mad with you, that's not what you want when you're a kid, because you want your mum to love you and hug you. So I think it's so powerful on so many levels. And yeah, and the fact that actually adults as well sometimes need to just be able to say, I did it, and here's why. And if they're doing it over and over and over and over again, it's not okay. But for children, if they lie, but then next time they don't lie, or if they lie and then next time they move to I don't know, that's learning and that's progress. And one last thing, I'm just going to say something. I'm just so sensitive, I know that, but sometimes when you're sensitive, you just have to realize that there are people, adults, who are not kind or trustworthy. And I've said this before, but I just need to learn that and not keep allowing people to abuse my trust and to be abusive. And that's very important. There we go. And abuse can be omission or commission. So it's not just what you do, it's what you don't do. So if you're a grown up and there's things that you should be doing to help a child and you're not doing them, and you do know what they are and you're choosing not to, that's not okay. There we go. That is the sermon for today, but those are the things that have just been really tough. So, stay well, stay safe. I know that people watch these because a couple of people have said to me this week, people that I genuinely didn't think would watch them, and that's fine and that's good. And what's also really good is that when I do this at school, the children go, "Miss, you need to sort your hair out," and I love that. I just love that. So there we go. I love honesty, and that is it. And stay well, stay safe. And if you think you might have ADHD, check it out, because if you have, it's worth knowing that. Okay, lots of love. Bye for now.